Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Check out this beautiful beast of a bike. I love the paint job on this thing. It is by Crazybird. It's called the CB60, and I'm going to teach you everything you need to know about this bike. So let's get into it. When it comes to the assembly on this bike, it's going to be pretty easy. There's really not a whole lot to put together, just stuff over here. And if you're wondering, this bike is going to come to you as a Class 3 e-bike, which means we should be able to hit 28 miles an hour via this quarter twist throttle right here, your cadence sensor, and your 5 levels of pedal assist. This bike weighs 93 pounds, but has a maximum payload of 380 pounds. And during the making of this video, you can purchase the Crazybird CB60 for $18.99, and it comes with a 2-year warranty. This bike comes in a step-through version and a step-over version that I have right here. Now, Crazybird says that the average rider height is between 5'3" and 6'5". The step-over version comes in 2 colors. You can get it in green and silver, and the step-through model comes in orange and white. Crazybird says that the CB60 can go up to 62 miles on a single battery charge, but if you've ever seen my videos, you know I'm going to abuse this bike, so don't expect anywhere near that mileage. It has a Bafang 52-volt, 750-watt brushless rear hub motor with a peak power of 1,400 watts and 85 Newton meters of torque. It has a 7-speed transmission, a Shimano tourney derailleur with a directional pulley system, and the Shimano 7-speed thumb shifter. For stopping power, you have a Samayer's 2-piston hydraulic brake system with 180 millimeter rotors. The front fork is branded by Crazybird. It is spring-loaded. It has 60 millimeters of travel. You can't adjust the preload settings, but you can lock it out. The front wheel has a quick release. The tires are non-branded. They are 26 by 4 inches. They have an aggressive mountain bike pattern, and they are puncture resistant. When it comes to the battery, well, it's hidden in this down tube right here. It is a 52-volt, 15.6 amp hours with 811.2 watt hours of power. It does come with a 2 amp charger, which means you can charge this bike up in about 7 to 8 hours. When it comes to charging it up, well, you can charge it up while it's in the bike with this charging port down here, or you can remove the battery and charge it somewhere else. When it comes to removing the battery, the bike's going to come with 2 keys. You're just going to put the key in, you're going to turn it, it releases a little bit. There's a lever up here. Just going to push that, and you can pull the battery right on out. Now, this does feel like a big battery. Right here is a charging indicator. So if you're charging it inside, you can see how much battery power it has. And then you just put it back in, click it, but then you need to turn the key, and you're good to go. This bike has a UL certification of 2849. It also has an IPX rating of 7, which they claim it is waterproof and can be submerged up to 3 feet for 30 minutes. Additional features include aluminum pedals, a double-side chainring guard, a cool-looking Crazybird seat with quick-release seat post, and these multiple mounting points. Let's talk size and fit. Now, this is a long bike. It is 76.7 inches just as it is. When it comes to the adjusting of things, well, you can't bring these handlebars front or back because it does have this stem that is locked, but you can raise and lower this seat. And right here is its lowest configuration, and that should be for your shortest rider. And then it has numbers here on the back of the post. That is showing its highest seat height, which I think is like pretty tall. For me, I am a 5'9" rider. I am 225 pounds. I have a 32-inch inseam. I think this is where I'm going to want the seat today. Actually, that's a little bit high for me, but you get an idea of what I will look like riding this bike. Cockpit Operations. On your left-hand side, you have a single locking grip. It does have hard rubber, but it has a nice palm rest right here. This is your front brake lever. Right here, you have your headlight, your electric horn, and this is your control panel. To start the bike, there is a button right under here. We're just going to press that, and you're going to see that your display comes on. As you can see, this has a nice, big, bright, full color screen. Right here is your battery indicator, plus it has the battery percentage. Yay! Here is your odometer. This will tell you how fast you're going and other information. This is what pedal assist level you're in. To adjust your pedal assist level, you're just going to hit the plus button, and it goes all the way up to 5, and then you can take it all the way down to 0 by using the minus button. Right here with this top button, you're going to have, it's going to show you your different readings right here, your max speed, average speed, odometer, and trip mileage. To reset your trip mileage, we're going to hold this top button and the minus button together. When you press it, there you go. it reset the trip. It does have a light button here. Like if you hit it, the screen dims and the light indicator comes on, but the headlight's not hooked up to that. So don't use that at all. Instead, if you want to turn your lights on, you're going to hit this button right here. It turns on your light, and this button turns it off. The headlight on this bike has 4 individual LED bulbs, making it super bright for the daytime and nighttime, although there is no rear tail light or brake light on this bike. It has an electric horn right here. Oh, oh, that's loud. If you want to hop into the advanced settings, you're going to hit the plus and minus button right here, and then it takes you. P01 bounces between kilometers and mileage. P02 shows you how many volts we're rocking. P03, this is your different pedal assist levels. It's shown from 0 to 5. This bike has 26-inch wheels, but since it has 4-inch tires, they have it set for 29 inches. We're going to see how accurate that is today. And then right here shows it has the fastest speed that it can go. And then right here, you can set up a password for the bike if you want to make it like more theft deterrent, to where people have to use a password to operate this bike. And then it takes you back to 1. To get out of this, we're just going to hold that top button right here, and that's going to take you back to your main screen. The bike does have a USB port, and it is hidden right behind the display. On your right-hand side, you have your quarter twist throttle right here. This is your rear brake lever, and then this is your shifter. As you can see, we're in gear 5. If you push this button, it takes it up in gear, and then if you use your thumb on this tab, it takes it back down in gear. Now it is time for my favorite part of the review, where I get to take this bike out and see how it does. For the safety features I have thrown on this bike, here is my Seco light. As you can see, it strobes, and that gets people's attention. Also, this is my half knee bar and mirror. And this right here, since this bike doesn't have any tail lights or brake lights, this is my CME 300. This thing is awesome, and that's what will be keeping me safe today. Interested in any of these, I'll leave a link in the description of this video. We are out here on the Bloomingdale Trail. It's also nicknamed the 606. This is here in Chicago, if you've never seen my reviews. And right now we are riding in pedal assist 0. As you can see, we have no assist. Going to the pedaling of the bike, this is just riding the bike like it's a normal bike. I have it into gear 3, and we're cruising about 12 miles an hour. It's really not that hard. I did put 22 pounds of air in my tires. It says you can do 30, but these roads around Chicago kind of rough. So since we don't have any rear suspension or anything, I like to put it at 22, and that way it allows me to get some cushion. Now, it seems that there are a lot of people on this trail today, so we're going to be saving all the pedal assist stuff and the speed testing and all that until we get to a more safer area. Let's go ahead and take a look at the display versus the GPS, and it looks like it is correct. It seems to take the GPS just a second to catch up, but it does look like that we are tracking on the same miles per hour. Let's go ahead and do the off-road part of this review. And we are just bouncing around. I have my butt a little bit off the seat since we don't have any suspension going on back here. But we are moving right along. I'm also not pedaling. Ooh, I'm using throttle only. And we are just shooting across this. Oh, I'm pulling the front tire up and trying to bounce around. Have a little fun. This thing is doing just fine on this road stuff here. Let's go. Yep. Oh, there we go. You know, it handled exactly how I expected would, with it just being a hardtail. I am used to bikes like this. I've reviewed and owned many that are very similar to this one. You know what? Here's where we're going to be able to do our speed testing and all of that. We'll give that a shot first. Let's go ahead and try this for our speed testing and stuff. We're going to do throttle only. Let's see how that works. I have it in pedal assist number 1. We're going to see if it is dictated by your pedal assist level. The thing is, you don't go fast. Like, it has a gentle pull forward. So, I mean, I can feel this, that it's controllable. I thought this bike was going to launch faster and quicker, but using throttle only, it does not. Now, we are heading into the wind. And right now it looks like we're at 27 miles an hour. Wonder if it's gonna lock it there or get faster. And it looks like we are locked at 27 miles an hour using throttle only. Now we're gonna test out the pedal assist. I got us in pedal assist number 1. We're in gear 3. We're gonna take off and see what kind of speeds we're gonna have by these pedal assist levels. And it looks like pedal assist number 1 will have you cruising at 14 miles an hour. Let's try number 2. Number 2 has you cruising around 17 miles an hour. Let's see number 3. Number 3 has you at 19 miles an hour. Number 4 will have you cruising at 22 miles an hour. And pedal assist 5 will have you going 29 miles an hour. Now we're gonna see how long it takes to get from 0 to top speed using throttle only. Let's go. Boom, there we go. It is not that quick getting up to top speed. It does it very gently. Now we're gonna try it with just using pedal assist. I have it into pedal assist 5, gear 3. Let's go. Let's go. Boom. 17 seconds. You can basically cut your time in half to get to top speed by using pedal assist. It is time for the hill climb. We're gonna do throttle first and see if we can make it up this hill. We do have 85 Newton meters of torque, but this bike starts off slow. Looks like we have some people up here, so we're gonna have to cut off a little bit. Oh, we are just barely making it up here. I mean, it's going pretty slow, but we are making it up no problem. You'll make it up the hill. You just won't go very fast if you're using throttle only. Now we're gonna go ahead and use pedal assist only. I do have it in pedal assist number 5. We're down to gear 3 and let's go. Oh, it kicked in almost immediately, which is ideal. Let's go ahead and pull off. Yeah, now making it up the hill right now with it pedaling is not a big deal at all. I believe if you have a big hill in front of you, you're gonna want to use the pedal assist instead of just throttle. All right, let's go put some miles on this bike. We're gonna go ahead and check the battery management. We've already dropped down to 70%. And what we're gonna do is I'm gonna hop in here for lunch. That's gonna be about 20, 30 minutes. And we're gonna see if it still shows that we're at 70%. It has been 20 minutes and it looks like we are at 71% battery power right now. So that's not bad at all. So let's continue down the road and see how it does. It is time for the brake test, and we are gonna go as fast as we can, slam on the brakes, and see how quick this bike will stop. Ooh, 28 feet. Nice, let's do that again. Round 2 of this brake test, let's go. Ooh, this bike wants to stop between 28 and 29 feet. I mean, that's good. The brakes on this bike work really well. Now is a good time for me to show you the walk feature on this bike. So to make that work, we got to put it all the way into pedal assist 0. Now we're just going to hold the minus button and it's going to start bringing the bike forward. So if you're walking and going up a hill or something like that and you can't make it, well, just hop off the bike, put it in the walk mode here and just walk beside it. I'm not putting any effort in walking along this bike and getting it up this hill. Now we're going to test the throttle and see as we're just creeping up this bridge. Hello. Horn works well. Pretty windy up here. Have a good day, guys. It is time for the sand test. As you can see, we have the beautiful Chicago skyline in front of us. Yes, Chicago does have beaches, and this is one of them. So we're gonna head that way. We're gonna use throttle. We're gonna pedal if we need to. Let's just see how well this bike can make it across the sand. Let's go. All right, we got a slow takeoff, so I'm starting to pedal. All right, we're moving right along. And I know with fat tire bikes, if you take some air out of the tires, they'll cut along the sand better. But at 22 PSI, we're still making it happen. Of course, I always make it turn too hard. There we go. Oh, come on. You can do it. It's just not gonna go that fast. Well, guys, it looks like not only can you make it to the beach, but you can make it through the beach. You just won't do it fast. If you have never seen my reviews before, this is Lakeshore Trail here in downtown Chicago. This is the beautiful Chicago skyline, and this is one of the main reasons that I love coming down here. It is another super windy day here. The temperature is in the mid 80s, so the wind right now is feeling pretty good. I'm getting confused by this, the battery display. It shows that we're down to 3 bars, but it looks like we have 34% battery power. I mean, if you're just looking at the bars, it looks like we should be at 60. And we've only done, well, we've done 25 miles. Oh, but I think it's off, you know, because of that. I don't know, I guess it's a good thing that they have it in percentage amounts, but we're gonna find out today which one of these two are correct. I have to tell you, I don't feel like we've done 25.9 miles. So we're gonna go ahead and check that out here in a second to see where we're at. Trip 16.8, now it makes sense. I'm like, how have we gone so far? Shows we're at 36%, 37% battery power, 16.8. Strava showing 16.8, so we're good. It had me confused there for a second. This is showing that we have 38%. We did pull in, we had less, but it's climbing up a little bit. But right here with this bars here, if this thing had 5 bars, each one of these bars is 20%. So right now we would have 60. If this had 6 bars, which I don't remember at the moment, then each one of these would have 16, which means we would have about 48%. This is showing 10% less. I was thinking that we could get more than 30 miles out of this bike, like high 30s, but we might be just hitting around 30 miles. I guess we're gonna find out. I want you guys to see the riding position on this bike. I am totally leaning forward. It is an aggressive position. It's more like a mountain bike type of feel. And the thing about that is that if you put an adjustable stem on here, you would sit up more straight. So it's really gonna be up to you. Right here, you can see how well that CME 300 is working. I mean, we are in direct sunlight, and that's how it's behaving. I mean, this bike is feeling pretty solid, you know, to the point where it's like you feel like you could do some dangerous things with it. The grips feel pretty good, guys. I'm not sure about this seat though. Just something about it for me, it's not quite right, and so the only thing you can do is just kind of like deal with it. But that would be something I would change out on this bike like immediately. But that's, you know, it's subjective. So you might not have an issue with the seat, but I'm not a fan of it. Looks like they are doing something over here to the concrete beach. It's been years since any kind of work's been done over here. Although that looks like it's not actually work. It looks like they're setting up for some kind of event, which there are always events happening here in Chicago. I mean, it's a very busy city. It's just days like this where you're just totally happy to be out riding. Something about this bike makes me feel like I need to wear this kind of helmet. You know, I think the bike dictates the helmet, but for some reason I just felt that I needed to wear a full face helmet today. One thing I wanted to definitely point out is how this paint job just glistens in the sun. It's got like this metallic feel to it. This is a good looking bike. I don't know about the other colors, but this is nice. This battery display is showing 33% now. But I don't know if I really trust or believe that we're at 33% considering when I was looking at the mileage that we had before. So we're gonna head down. We're actually heading north on a Lakeshore Trail here, and we're gonna put some miles on it. Normally at 33%, I mean, I would be turning around and heading back towards the house. So I'm either gonna be right or I'm gonna screw myself here, and we're both gonna find out together. Now, I'm spending a lot of time pedaling in pedal assist number 4 and gear 6. And I'm normally cruising around 24 miles an hour. So that's what's been like comfortable for me. You know what I just realized? I am riding with the wind in my back. What's it showing we're at? 30%. We are living on the wild side today, guys. Let's go ahead and check and see how this front end is. Yeah, you can pedal it. No hands, no problem. Look at that, got my hands back. Yeah, this is well balanced. I do have to mention that the gearing on this bike is incredible. This has a big front chain ring, and I don't know what the freewheel is in the back, but you will definitely not ghost pedal with this bike. We have now dropped down to 2 bars. It's showing that we're at 29%. You know what, we're gonna swing it around and start heading back because I'm gonna be heading into the wind, and we are about 10 miles away from the house. It is showing that we are at 19%. Oh, I really hope that it's wrong. Yeah. Oh no, it's too heavy to get that front tire up. They have just repaved this road, and you can see where they are putting in these bike lanes. Before, this road didn't have them, and it seems that an awful lot, whenever they are redoing roads, they are adding bike lanes to all of these streets, which as a biker, I definitely love it. I am doing some throttle only right now. I've spent most of this review not using my throttle at all except to take off. And this thing feels, I mean, it feels fun. It feels fun using throttle only. But even though it's fun, it's showing that we're down at 15%, so there'll be no more throttle. Now it is time for things to get interesting. I am back on the 606 trail, which means I am 3.3 miles from the house, and we are down to 13% battery power according to the percentage sheet, but it is still showing 2 bars. Right now we're using throttle only, and we're only doing 18 miles an hour, 17. Ooh, we're dropping quick. We have dropped down to 1 bar and we're in single digits. It says we are at 9% and I'm using throttle only. Normally we were doing, well, full speed, about 27, 28 miles an hour. And now we're doing 15, well, 14. We are slowing down as we are dropping down, but we're not pulsing and we're not doing any of that kind of stuff. Now I have had to lower it down to gear 3. We're in pedal assist 5. You know, this is just one of those bikes that's going to give us what it can as long as it can until it can't do it anymore. All right, we are here at the end of the 606. You can see all kinds of constructions going on. That's fine because we still have juice on this bike. We still have 9% battery power, which I think I've done pretty good on making it all the way from Lakeshore Trail and not running out of battery. But it is time to head back onto the 606 trail here and put a few more miles on this bike. Now, here's one thing that I've noticed. Once we've hit 9%, it hasn't dropped any lower. It's been at 9% for quite a while. I wanted to see how the throttle would be now that we're down to 7%. And the throttle's still working. We're doing 16 miles an hour. We are down to 5% battery power. I'm using throttle only, and we are still doing 16 miles an hour. So it's hanging on. We are at 4% battery power. The battery indicator is flashing. So I guess overall it was correct in the amount that it was showing and the battery indicator, because as you know, at first I thought all of that was off. But we're still doing throttle at 15, 16 miles an hour. We are now showing that we have 0% battery left, and I believe it, although it is still providing me with some assist. I believe I'm gonna have power all the way to the house. I don't think I could have planned this any more perfect because it just ran out of giving me assist to the bike. And here we are, we've made it back to the house. That turned out extremely well. I think today's ride turned out rather well considering that I ran out of power right when I got to the house. I'll take that any day of the week. Now, when we take a look at the display, it showed that we went 32.9 miles. And when I took a look at Strava, Strava shows that we went 32.35 miles. Now that tells me that I wouldn't need to use an app like Strava or something like that if I wanted to go out for a ride. I could just reset the mileage and use the display to track it. When it comes to things that I like about this bike, number one, love the paint job, okay? Especially out in the sun, the way this thing just glimmers and shines. It felt solid riding it. Oh, it had really good braking too. I enjoy the braking. And I've noticed that a lot when I have a bike that has a half twist throttle that I end up using throttle a lot more. Well, oddly enough, I didn't have to on this bike because of this 52 tooth chainring. This thing made it to where this bike had 100% zero ghost pedaling at all. Matter of fact, there was many times where I would just stay into gear 6 instead of gear 7 because it was geared so well. Now, some things that I would want to change, number one, would be to put an adjustable stem here on the front, because in that way it would give me a little bit higher riding position and I wouldn't be leaning over so far. But before that, I'd be switching out the seat. The seat and I didn't really get along. I mean, it's a great looking seat. I mean, I really think it is. It looks really cool. But for me, it just wasn't comfortable. Now, that is, that could be me and not you. Seats are different and it's all just preference when it comes down to it. But seats are easy to change out and they're super cheap to do. I like the fact that there's no delay between the throttle or the pedal assist. I always think that that's pretty important when it comes to riding. And the front suspension worked really well. So if you were looking at a Crazybird CB60, well, I'm going to leave a link down in the description below. That is where it'll take you straight to where you need to be. If I have a discount code, I'm going to put it down there as well. Also, if you wanted to check out any of the accessories that I had on this bike, I'll also put that down in the description for you to check out if you want to. Well, that's it, guys. That is my review on the Crazybird CB60. We made it all the way to the end, and I want to thank you for watching. So until I see you again, enjoy the ride.